Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Uh, Before we go into what are we going to do today, I would like to introduce myself first and my friends here. My name is Ibnu Sasradi Kusuma, and my friends Akbar. Please introduce yourself.
Uh, my name is Akbar Maulana Sadewa.
Herani.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Hairani Aulia.
Okay, so here we would like to interview Miss Zewitra for an assignment from performing class. And before that, I would like to say thank you so much for Miss Zewitra for making your time to attend this interview with us. So let's just go into the question. The first question is going to be asked by Akbar. Please, Akbar.
Oh, thank you, Sastra. I'm sorry, Miss, if this question is boring, but we need to know about the answer because it's required for this interview.
Oh, okay.
May I know, Miss, about your full name?
Zewitra is my full name. Just that.
Okay, Miss. Uh, where do you live, Miss?
Currently, I'm living in near Polban, actually in Sarijadi.
Sorry, Jadi. Okay. Maybe, hi.
Can't you hear me clearly, Akbar?
Yes, Miss.
Yeah. All right.
Uh, you
Miss, for the next
Yes.
question,
Uh-huh.
if from Sarijadi it is close to Polban, what do you usually write?
What? What? Sorry.
What do you usually write to Polban from your?
I mean, how? You mean how do I usually go
Yes,
from my house to Polban?
yes.
Hmm. Public transportation. We have Gojek here, so easy to find that kind of public transportation. So I usually use that.
Usually, how long, Miss?
How long? You mean the time
The
that I
time?
need
Yes,
from
yes.
my
How?
the time that I need
Yes.
from my house to Polban? It's less than 5 minutes actually. Around 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. So actually, um, it is possible to just walk from my house to Polban, but yeah, it's that close. But because you know that the road is not really safe from pedestrian in from Sarijadi to Polban, there is not much apa namanya pavement to walk, so it is not really safe. And then also there is what do we call it, um tanjakan, what do we call it, yeah. So there is that thing, so it is maybe tiring if I walk from my house to Polban. But usually when I go on exercise or walk in the morning. If I'm not teaching weekend, I usually just walk from my house to Polban.
Okay, thank you, Miss, for the answer. And I would like to ask you this question. It's about probably about Miss Zawitra itself. Yours. Sorry,
Herself.
yeah, herself. I'm sorry, Miss. Okay, so is being a teacher or lecturer is your actual dreams, or before that, do you have an actual career or job that you actually wanted before you
Mm.
being a lecturer in Polban?
You know, you mean the actual dream or just the kid's dream?
Um, you can describe your kids your dreams as a kid, and probably your what you want to be gitu.
Mm. No, actually, when I was a kid, I didn't really want to be a teacher or lecturer because both of my parents are teacher, and I just don't find it's interesting, and I don't find it's um yeah, I didn't really find that being a teacher is interesting job to do. When I was at senior high school, I was in science. I was in science, and I thought that I'm going to work in science field. Um, Before, I think that being someone who work in medical field will be very interesting because I love chemists. But I didn't really want to be a doctor because I think it's tiring. I didn't really want to be a nurse because I don't know, it's tiring. Not tiring, but I don't know. I just didn't want to be a nurse, but I really wanted to be a pharmacist because I like chemists and I'm good at it. So I wanted to be a pharmacist or maybe yeah, someone who works in medical field. But unfortunately, I didn't pass the test to come to pharmacy, the to come to be a pharmacist. And my dad actually to taking taking an English major was my dad's suggestion. So my dad say just took English because you are good at it. So just it's like not a planned choice, not a this is not what I planned, but it is just like accidental. Accidentally I chose English. I plan to switch. I plan to switch my major when I was at school, but actually, after I was 1 year in this major, I felt like, oh, this is easy. So um, I kind of enjoy the school, and also I got a job already when I was at school, so I think that, oh, that's cool, I got money from this major. So that's why I continue to be a teacher, because I got a job as a teacher when I was at school. As I said to you before, when I was at school, I got a job as a teacher, and then that's why I think that, okay, I'm going to do this job because I have experience in this job. Just that, actually. So being a teacher or being a lecturer is not really my dream job before.
Yeah, okay, Miss. So I hear that you're from science major and now you're working as an English lecturer in Polban.
Yes.
Then, can you tell us, how do you process it? Like, how how can you accept from science major to learn apa to being a lecturer in English? Is it hard for you, or you just accepted everything? Just tell us how's the
Uh,
process, Miss.
um, no, it's not hard. If I can say, it's very very easy. I mean, like as a science, and then go to. I don't. I don't say that. I don't know how to say it without without sounding arrogant or
Okay, Miss.
that
Okay.
it's not easy. It's not difficult actually, because I don't know whether you guys also have this kind of rumor, but in my age, when I was at school, in my age, science students are considered to be a little bit higher, maybe a little bit smarter than, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't, I don't know how to I don't know how to say it politely, but yeah, because I was from science, so um to switch it to being an English teacher, it's not that difficult. I said to you before that this major I could enjoy being in this major very well. It's enjoyable. It's not stressful, and yeah, that's fun to stay in this major. But the difficult thing is not because of the major itself, but it's not because of the work itself, but mm, maybe because of the some people still see that being an English teacher is not that prestigious. They still think that, oh, just an English teacher, why are you bothering taking an education jauh-jauh to UGM, for example? So it's just to be an English teacher, for example. That's the difficult thing, actually, not difficult. Can you hear me, guys? I'm sorry. The connection when the connection
Yeah.
when somewhere just now, and I have changed the hotspot. Okay. Could
Okay.
you catch what I just said before, or you didn't catch it? So I should I repeat it or what?
We catch it until people like to see that see or ask why do you want to be a lecturer English lecturer padahal ngambil di sampai ngambil ke UGM gitu Miss baru sampai situ tadi langsung terputus.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Actually, being to switch from the science student to be an English lecturer is not that difficult, because actually I love English. I like it, and I think I can do it very well. So it's not that difficult. The difficult thing is because some people are judgmental. Some people still see that it is not English teacher is not a prestigious um, profession, but being a lecturer is prestigious. So they will appreciate me because I am a lecturer. But if I say that I'm English teacher, they just say, "Oh, just English teacher," gitu. So I think, yeah, that kind of judgment a little bit bothers me, but it's not that much. So it's okay. It's not that difficult, actually.
Okay, Miss. Uh, by the way, actually, until now, many people still think like science is better.
Mm. But it's
Mm,
actually not, right? Science,
yes,
social, language, it's just the same. It's just the same, but people think that
think like
way.
that. Yes. What is your unforgettable experience as a lecturer in Poland?
Unforgettable experience as a lecturer in Polban. Do you mean with the students? I mean, like related to the students,
Yes, yes. In the class.
or related to the work, or related to the colleague, or related to teaching?
All both of them.
Mm, unforgettable moment as a lecturer in Polban. Actually, nothing. I think it's just it flows very well. It runs very well. Students in Polban are really, really great, and students in Polban are really, really good. None of you are have a very bad attitude. No, none of you have very none of students in Polban are hard to control. No, no one. There is. Mm, mm, I think I never have bad experience teaching in Polban, but it's just about because I was not from Polytechnic before. I was from university, so uh, the way of work, the amount of work is a little bit, maybe a little bit more than what I thought or what I expect. Gitu. So it's not hard. It's not hard. With the students there is no problem with the students, but just sometimes I think the amount of work, just the amount of work. Actually the work in Polban is like this, the work in Polytechnic is like this. And then also about the material, the subject that that I should deliver to you, it's kind of different with what I get in university. So I have to learn again. I have to adopt myself again in order to be able to teach in Polytechnic, not as in university like what I got before in university. About there are some interesting or some unforgettable moments actually, but it's not related to the students, but more like related to the other work. So you see that Polban is not that big. Polban is a little bit small, so everyone in Polban knows each other. So when you have work together, maybe in institution work like in directorate, you will know everybody from different department, and that's very nice. That's very interesting because this institution is not that big, so you can know everybody in this institution, and that's very nice. Am I connected?
Yes, you're connected now, Miss.
Sorry, so sorry. I am at home and the connection is very bad here. Sampai mana tadi?
I think we recorded enough for the answers that for the
Uh-huh.
from High question. Hi, is there any questions that you like to ask to Miss Zewitra?
And so, uh, is it more tiring when teaching at a polytechnic than when studying at a university? Yes, Miss.
Different actually, but it's not about the teaching. The teaching is not tiring, but maybe some other works. Maybe it's not because of not the teaching itself, but some other works like yeah, there are so many works to do that I just know, oh, being a lecturer is like this. That's a little bit hard to be a lecturer, I think. Um, Something that I didn't expect when I was at school. I thought because I saw my lecturers are not that busy, I think it is not that busy job, but actually it's busy. But it's maybe it's just because of it's the matter of how well I can manage my time, and I'm not a very good time management person. So yeah, that's what I need to learn more actually.
Miss, I will ask, do you have a dream? Where do you want to teach? Maybe Oxford or Harvard University?
teach Teach there,
Yes.
no, but maybe study there, yes. Teach there, of course, no. I think I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart to teach there, but to study there is my dream. Not exactly in Harvard or Oxford, but I dream to study somewhere out of Indonesia because I have got my bachelor degree in Indonesia and I have got my master degree in Indonesia, and I as an English lecturer sometimes the students like to ask where were you graduated from, and maybe English lecturers are expected to graduate from English speaking country because you are an English lecturer. So I don't know people perspective also. But I really like to study somewhere else, not because Indonesia is not good, of course not, but because sometimes when you live far from your country, you can learn many other things just than just academic. You can learn about life, you can learn about um, how to be more independent, how to be more sociable, how to understand more people, and I think that's the most important thing than just study academically. Just study about knowledge at school. I think maybe the knowledge about life is more important.
Sorry to interrupt. The meeting is going to be end in 9 minutes, and
Uh-uh.
I'm sorry that I'm not using the Zoom Pro. Uh, ya gak langganan. Jadi Miss kalau misalkan kita nanti
Yeah.
keluar terus masuk lagi nggak apa-apa.
No problem. No problem. Is it okay? For example, this is using Ibnu's account. Maybe next using Khairani or Akbar's Zoom, it's okay. No
Iya,
problem. You just send me the link.
oke. Nanti untuk recordnya
Hmm.
bisa di cut-cut pokoknya, Miss. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Problem.
okay, so let's continue to kayaknya bisa ya satu pertanyaan lagi nih sebelum selesai.
Maybe.
Talking about study in Harvard or Oxford, do you have like whim or like dreams when you in high school or in college, like take a participant in study exchange program, Miss?
Mm, yes, actually, I dreamed to do that. I dreamed to do that when I was at school or when I was at university. But exchange program first. When I was at school before, I was from small city. I not from I am not from like let's say Bandung or Jakarta, or I am from a very small city in West Sumatra. So the information is not that the information didn't really go to my school that much, so I didn't really get that chance. And then also the second one, I'm kind of quiet person and kind of shy person, and I'm a little bit I'm a little bit hard to socialize with people. So it also I was also reluctant to do the kind of apa namanya kind of exchange program because I was shy at that time before. Now it's also, but not that it's not that bad. But before, yes, I was so shy. And then also the most important thing, I was not from the rich family. So my mom and my dad will not be able to afford me to do the exchange program because you have to pay some money to do it, and my mom and my dad will not be able to afford it to pay for it. So that's why I didn't participate in that kind of activity. And I'm also not that active student when I was at school. So yeah, maybe it's not for you to copy. I'm not that. I just like I focus on study, but I didn't really focus on like socializing or exploring or developing myself. I just focus on study, focus on getting good score, but I forgot to explore other part of myself. So that's not for you to copy. That's not for you to copy. Especially in this era where everybody are struggling and everybody are developing themselves. So my type of student, my my type of personality in studying is not for you to copy.
Okay, Miss, and this same goes to me. When I was in high school, I would like to join some student exchange program, but I didn't make it because the fun and the money thing. And
Right.
yes, I
They said
can.
it's free, but it's not that free.
Well, there is actually one program that actually free, like 100% free, but the selection it's really competitive, and making it.
Nah.
I'm not making to the final, so yeah.
Nah. Mhm.
Akbar,
Miss,
right?
oh,
So, Karani?
uh, at school you were quiet and shy, and how do you end up being more open and daring to speak in public?
Oh, I see. That's because of one of my lecturer. I am quiet, shy, but I am ambitious. I always want to be number one, especially when I am prized by many people like, oh, you are so smart, or you this girl is so smart. I really like that, and I always want to prove myself, even though I am shy and I am quiet, but my score is really good when I was at school. So there is a lecturer, a very killer lecturer, a very strict lecturer that I want to impress very much. So this ibu, this ma'am, never give B. She mostly she only gave C for the student. CDE, and I really wanted to impress this ibu. I really wanted to beat this ma'am. I really wanted to beat the killerness of this lecturer. So um, I tried so hard in her class, and she hates quiet students. She hates shy student. So I forced myself to speak. I forced myself to study before when we came to her class, and I forced myself to speak in her class, and that makes me and that ebook makes me able to be like what I am today. Because when I was at school, when I know that I'm shy and I am quiet, I don't think that I can be a lecturer, because I don't want to speak to other people, right? But yeah, that's changed when I was at university because of that ebook. And that ibu never gave B, but she gave me A, straight A. And I had two courses with that ibu in that one semester. Everybody got C for those two courses. I got A for those two courses. So that's very, and immediately I was very famous at that time because I got A with that ibu. And I like it. So because I've been there, and that ibu trained me so hard to speak. So yeah, I can speak that then.
Miss, from the story that I heard, you have a perfectionist lecturer.
Killer.
Killer, oh
Yeah,
yeah, killer,
killer.
killer.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, it's come to you, Miss. What your
It's come to you. What do you mean? Do you mean that
oh yeah,
I'm killer too?
no, no, Miss. What's your teaching method? I mean, what's
Teach-
your
More
it's
more
teaching,
like
etc.
philosophy, Miss.
Yeah,
Like
philosophy.
how do
Yes.
you teach, or do you have any like a principle that you wanted to
Mm,
apply to the students, or yeah, like that?
oh, apa ya? Mm, one thing that I try to be is to be the friends to my students. When I was at school, my lecturers are seniors. I mean, like they are like my parents, my mothers. So the age gap was very high. So we have to be very careful to act. We have to be very careful to speak. We have to be very careful to treat them. And most of them are kind of strict, kind of disciplined, and we kind of afraid of our teachers and our lecturers. And I don't want my students to be afraid of me. I don't want my students to be, I don't want my students not want to talk to me. So that's what I try to do. I don't want to be that strict. I don't want to be that killer. I don't want to be that um what do we call, I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't want to be that kind of unapproachable lecturer, but I want to be close to my students, especially because I think that our age gap is not that big, right? Maybe around 10 years. 10 years, yes, around 10 years. So it's not that big, I think. Or sayanya yang merasa sok kemudaan. Uh, but um, yeah, I try to be cool and I try to be chill, and I'm not that kind of person that too disciplined too. So I don't, it doesn't really matter to me if my students are chill and cool. But sometimes attitude is also need to be considered, even though it's not that strict, not that very strict, but attitude is need, still still need to be considered. And also I've learned that even though some students, for example, cannot speak English or cannot follow my lesson very well, it doesn't mean that they are stupid. It doesn't mean that they are not able. It's just because their their talent or their skill is not in my, is not in my subject, for example. It doesn't mean that sometimes sometimes other people say, well, you are stupid, and or you are this, you are that. No, yeah, it's not your skill. So the I cannot force you to be able to speak English, for example. What I can do is just to motivate you to learn this, is just to motivate you to learn this, and um just to try to help if you you can improve. So that's good. If not, if for example, if not, doesn't mean that you are stupid. So that's it. I think that cool. I don't need to force my student to be able to do what I want, or to do what I want them to do what I want them to do. Doesn't it, it's not really my style. I don't know if it is right or wrong, but yeah, that's that way I try to teach you.
Miss, is
Hmm?
there a picture of a lecture when you college that can make that can make you think that when you become a lecturer you have to be close to the study?
Mm, what do you mean? Pardon, sorry, Khairani.
Is there a picture of a lecture when you college that can make you think that when you becomes a lecturer, you have to be close to the student?
Uh, you mean like, is there any of my lecturer who are also close to the students? So I want to be like her or
Yes,
him,
yes, yes,
my role model.
yes,
Uh, yeah, yeah, but it's not a role model. It's not that role model, I think. But one of my lecturer, mm, okay, one of my lecturer, this bapa is really cool, is really uh, chill and really very nice when he is teaching. When he was teaching, he's very nice and full of love, full of smile, and we like him very much. And he is very smart, and we really like him very much, and we are not afraid to, when we meet them, when when we meet them in the corridor, for example, we didn't turn back. We just casually greet him, and then tell jokes, and then yeah, just like that. And one day I went to the department office, and I saw the apa namanya, NIP, nomor induk pegawai of that bapak. And it turns out that, to my apa namanya, to my surprise, it turns out that that bapak is actually older than what I think. So, for example, there are two lecturers, this bapak and other bapak and another bapak. This another bapak actually is younger than this bapak, gitu. The with that lecturer that I just described to you. The second lecturer is actually younger, but this bapak, the first lecturer, looks younger, lot younger than the second bapak. So what I think is that when you are happy, when everybody likes you, when you smile a lot, you will look younger, and you will look less stress, less wrinkles, less, yeah, and you will look nicer. And maybe that bapak, I like to be that kind of lecturer, the nice lecturer.
Miss, there is any student in Polban that make you proud because his prestasi atau his personality, man?
Personality
Yes.
not really make me proud, because I'm not that close to my students. I mean, like, we are friend, but we are not best friend to my students. This is the first year that I'm being the apa namanya, dosen wali, academic advisor. So I was just started. So I haven't got that feeling to my students, because this is the first year I am being an academic advisor, atau apa namanya, homeroom teacher, dosen wali. So this is my first time, jadi belum ada feeling seperti itu. But um, is there some students that I like because of their attitude? Yes, yes. I don't know, but most of the students here, maybe because of the age, maybe because of social media, because there are many factors. Attitude is something that some students or some people in your age sometimes forget. And I always appreciate the students or the kids, or yeah, someone's in your age who can speak really well, who can who can speak with attitude, and who can, like, as I said before to you in our first meeting, that I really appreciate if you can send message to me very politely, because I think that's what miss in your generation. I don't know why, because of, maybe because of the social media, I think, because you can type anything that you think, because you can just say anything in social media freely. So some people in your generation sometimes forget the attitude and sometimes forget the politeness. And I really appreciate the students who don't forget it. Some students, yes, I really like the way they speak, the way they communicate, especially when they send message. Because some when you speak like this, when you speak apa namanya, when you speak um, orally like this or directly like this, you are very polite, but sometimes you forget to apply it in your message, in your text message. And I often remind my students to speak politely in the message text.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Zewitra. There is another question from me. Since you have been a lecturer for probably not that long time, but I would like to ask you, how would you describe the community atmosphere, like from the students or the other lecturer or the staff, probably? Like, how's the atmosphere or probably the places? You can also talk about your favorite places, like probably in Polban. What is it?
Mm, that's what actually I don't know if it is. Maybe you can change the atmosphere in Polban. But what I saw from Polban is there is no academic atmosphere there in Polban. Maybe later when you come to Polban, because you are still in the first year, maybe you can change the atmosphere in Polban. Um, why? Because when I was at school before, usually our school have that kind of corridor, and in that corridor, the school provides places for students to sit and to learn and to discuss. But Polban doesn't have that kind of place. Even the library is empty. I think the library of Polban is not. There are not many students who go to the library, and Polban doesn't provide the place for students to study together, to discuss, and then to do academic discussion. And that's why the academic environment in Polban, um, that's what I found different with the place where I studied before. Um, and then also in canteen, you don't know yet. Polban have Pujasera, and in the Pujasera, students just smoking, talk rubbish, and don't even open their book, don't even open their laptop. When I was at school, we went to canteen to eat, and we also bring our book, we also bring our laptop, and I didn't find it in Polban. Maybe you guys can change it. Maybe you guys can create the academic atmospheres in Polban. Yes, we have pendopo Tony Suwandito, but I don't know what people do there. People, the the students gather together there, but I don't know whether they discuss or they just hang out because there is Wi-Fi there. I don't know what they do there. So that's what I found different in Polban actually, especially about academic environment. Yeah, there are so many places in Polban. There are so many open place in Polban where you can install some bench or some chairs and tables for students to discuss, but we don't have that in Polban. That's very sad. Or maybe because I don't know. maybe because you are too busy to study in the classroom, so you don't have time to study outside the classroom. Maybe that's why.
So there is actually a student or a person who actually smoke in pujas, Miss.
Many. You don't know, Pujasera is full of smoke. Many.
I haven't been there before, like with the real life situation because pandemic. So, it's
Yes.
actually I'm shocked to hear that.
Actually, uh, in academic community or in campus, usually smoking is forbidden, right? But it's not in Polban. That's a shame. Yeah, I hope that no one from your class continue this bad habit.
Okay, Miss. This is
You
going.
smoke?
I
Ibnu
don't.
and Akbar?
I don't smoke.
You don't smoke. Akbar?
Little bit. Nggak sih. Tapi tahu tempat dah Miss, tenang Miss.
Nah, gitu. Tahu tempat.
Okay, Miss.
Ya,
For the last question, kayaknya this is going to be
ya.
the final question for this interview. Okay. Is there any advice for incoming freshmen, Miss?
Incoming what? Incoming what? Freshman?
Freshman, ya, maba-maba. Ada saran atau wejangan gitu gak, Miss,
Kalian kan
buat
masih
kita?
maba hitungannya.
Iya.
You mean for 2020, 2021?
Yes.
Apa ya? Uh, just know what you really want to do when you go to Polban. Just know what your purpose to go to Polban. Uh, if you really want to be in Polban, so be responsible for that choice. If you come to Polban because of your choice, yeah, be responsible for that. Because studying in Polban is quite hard. Studying in Polban is quite yeah, you will become busier than maybe when you were at school, when you were at senior high school. So when you have chosen to be a family, to be part of Poban family, so you have to be responsible with that choice, for yourself, for your family, for your parents given who have paid for you to be here. Just be responsible, because some of the students sometimes forget about that. They just lazy, and then when we ask, oh, this is not my choice, this is my parents choice, and I don't want to be here, so why are you here? You're just wasting money, wasting time, and wasting our energy. Just that, I think.
Okay, Miss, thank you for the answer and the advice for us. I hope that we can actually make it into the realization. And Herani, you can close this.
Okay, Miss. Maybe that's enough for this interview. Thank you for being able to attend the interview, and thank you also for the free time. I hope today will be a beautiful day and bring good things.
Thank you so much, Kairani. Thank you, Ibnu. Thank you, Akbar, for having me.
Thank you so much, Miss.
Thank you so much
Yes.
Miss.
Miss.
Thank you, everyone.